you gets here, yeah. So I know sometimes he dashes in right at the last second because of his traffic.
Okay. Yeah, so we can start the work session. First item to review is 10 East Cedar Avenue. It's a rear deck. Are there any comments?
Looks fine.
I had no comments.
I didn't have any comments either on this one, so it's a public hearing, so we cannot pre-approve that one. The next three are pre-approvals, and then the last one we can discuss in the work session. Is 1016 Marshall Avenue, new house, resubmittal from the 2019 approval. I know this was emailed.
I just printed out some sheets if you want to take a look at it, or do you want me to give you my comments or?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
There's Mark.
Mark's here.
It just, I was wondering if they considered a change of materials from horizontal siding on all of these chimneys. And then there's also an awful lot of siding on these side elevations that's totally uninterrupted. Maybe they could, do a horizontal band and then bring around some of the shape material that they have on the front. That might help things out a little bit. Yeah, like a triangular gable. Leader, and then, yeah.
Yeah,
then
did you have a
maybe-
chance to print that out too? Okay.
And then maybe, if they could bring some of their stone material up onto the chimneys or something, just to keep this from being so much siding. I think that might help a lot. When I went over there, like I said, the windows are in, it's, the roof is on, and all I could see was some siding on the back. They did not have, these two windows are not in place. I don't know if they intend to add them or not.
Siding in place.
No, there's tieback that you can't really see because of the angle. It's so steep. They might be, framed in for.
Yeah.
We just,
They're not
that
there
was a
yet.
question. And then I don't know if this window is here or not. It's not a big deal, but it's the only one that doesn't have grills, but that doesn't make that much of a difference. But those were the kind of the major items. I mean, this is already framed up. It'd be nice if there had been a chance previously to bring some articulation from the front around to the back. It almost looks like two different styles of houses, but it's there, so.
I had the same reaction to the fireplaces, or I'm sorry, to the chimneys. I bring this up every time there's a vinyl sided chimney. I just think it looks cheap.
Yeah,
They're adding stone to the base. It'd be great if they could do it there. I also question, where the front porch ties back in at a 45-degree angle to the side of the house. I just,
A leaf catcher.
it's a leaf catcher. It looks a little awkward, I don't care where, but if they could tie that in.
yeah, or,
Turn at a 90-degree angle, I think would be.
rather than having that sort of sharp V-shaped intersection. but-
I mean, I know they want it to be symmetrical, but with where the corresponding column is on the left-hand side, it's not in the exact same place. Close, but not the exact same place, so.
Yeah, I agree. It'll look more graceful at the roofs too. with the
Yeah.
Roof line there.
And then, not that it's gonna affect the exterior, but is there a fireplace on the front room? There's a chimney, but I didn't see a fireplace.
Oh,
Didn't see a fireplace in the plan.
Yeah.
What's the keynote say?
It's on the-
Got the keynote.
I can't read that.
It's small. It says, fire block chimney chase. With, plywood floor sheathing. I don't know.
Huh.
I was curious. I mean, it's already framed and constructed, so maybe they just decided to remove it for cost or something. I don't know.
Yeah, from the vantage point that you can see from the road, you can't even see if the chimneys are
Yeah.
there or not.
Yeah. All right. So that's 1016 Marshall. Mark, we had asked if there was any comments on 10 East Cedar Avenue. Did you have any comments on that one?
Oh, the rear deck.
That was the first one. Public hearing.
I had a question, just in terms of the way that it's drawn, the ground plane looks completely flat.
Hmm.
But I don't have any questions about, concerns about the way it's designed.
Okay. All right, well, that's our work session. We'll take a pause and reconvene with the official meeting at 5:30. For those online, just hang tight.
Were all the others
Okay. 5:30. Welcome everyone to the Architectural Review Board, 5:30. We just finished our work session, so the official meetings now will begin. We have Yolanda Wilkins and Andrew Klossman with the city. And Sarah Richardson is on Zoom as our council liaison. Introduce Carol Dunkey, Mark Vogel, and David Yates, and myself, Bob Buckman, all volunteer architects and a landscape architect on the review board. First item of business is review of meeting minutes. There are 3 of us in attendance here tonight, so review of meeting minutes from November 2nd. And with that, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted from the November 2nd meeting.
I'd like to amend that to note that Bob Buckman was in attendance, though.
I was.
Weren't you?
I was. I do remember. So we'll have to make a
Second.
correction,
Okay, do you want me to correct the initial motion here?
please.
Let's see, everybody else is correct there, right? Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the November 2nd minutes as submitted, with the correction that Bob Buckman was present at the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, meeting minutes are approved. And then moving on to pre-approvals, we have 3. First one is 209 West Cedar Avenue. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve 209 West Cedar as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 209 is approved. Next, 669 Loxley. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve. Is it? 669 Loxley as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, Loxley is approved. And then 1642 Crabapple Lane. Do I have a motion?
Your turn, Carol.
I'll make a motion to approve 1642 Crabapple Lane as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, Crabapple is approved. Next, we have 1 public hearing, 10 East Cedar Avenue rear deck. If there's anyone present online or in person, if you're online, to raise your hand and Yolanda will add you. If not, it's like no one is present. In our original, oh, there we go. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Joe. Are you with 10 East Cedar?
Yes, I'm the architect on the project.
Oh, okay, great. We didn't have any comments. So looks good.
Great.
I just had one question. From the photographs and from the drawing, it looks like the ground plane is completely flat. Can you just confirm if that's the case and that the stairs on the side and the rear match? the same number?
Yeah, it is close to flat back around the side and the rear yard of the home. Yes.
Okay, thank you. No other questions.
All right, with that, it's a public hearing. Is there anyone else present or online that wants to make a comment on 10 East Cedar Avenue rear deck? And seeing no one, go I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve 10 East Cedar Avenue as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, Joe, you're approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too.
All right. Next on our list is 1016 Marshall Avenue. If you're here for that, just come on up and introduce yourself and we'll discuss your project.
I'm Doug Winter of Kelly Winter Development. We also own the property.
Great. Welcome, Doug.
I don't know if you're aware or anybody's been on ARBs when this all started years and years and years.
Oh,
ago. But
I
we
remember.
decided to take this blight off your hands. The weeds, when we bought it, the weeds were taller than me, so.
Yeah,
We have some constrictions. Don't think they exactly placed the house where it was supposed to have been, which is giving us trouble with the driveway.
Hmm.
You should have a driveway plan there, a site plan. To show you how we've gone through the switchback driveway
hmm
to get a reasonable sized vehicle to
Mhm.
climb
Wow.
the driveway, make a turn and get up to the garage. It's quite difficult. So we kind of lost the front steps to the front porch.
Mm.
Otherwise, they'd wind up in the driveway, which would make it even harder to get up there. So,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, can you clarify? So what's shown on the drawing, the hand drawn is the change.
Pardon?
What's shown on the final page, it seems, looks like the hand drawing that's superimposed over the CAD.
Uh,
That's the change.
The driveway is basically coming up this way.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this is the new,
And this is now.
got it, okay.
And then, porch. The porch basically starts here, and this way, this way.
Will there be a retaining wall?
There'll be.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So it basically, so the retaining wall will be in the front, like right in front of the porch.
Can all see that?
Yeah, we have a road retaining wall.
Yeah, can we bring it in the middle so?
Sure. Anyway, we'll be having to hold up all the dirt. The elevation, the house is quite higher
Yeah.
than this.
Mm.
So, yes, we'll have retaining walls starting somewhere around here and running around with the house.
Mhm.
And obviously we'll have retaining walls here to try to use the natural stone,
Mhm.
over here.
And so,
Actually, right here, this area.
and so what were you saying about how that's gonna affect the porch?
Okay, so the porch starts here, Mark.
You're on stage.
They're asking about retaining walls, explain it, we won't have retaining wall that run here, follow the house.
Well, slightly out from the house right along here,
Okay.
more of the contour of the driveway.
Mhm.
And ending up right up in here by the driveway.
Mhm.
Starts at about 7 foot tall here, ends up at about 2 foot tall here. But there's quite an incline going uphill there.
So we managed to work with the 15% grades. Yeah, had they only been smart enough to put the house over here, and the driveway over here, that didn't happen. We're kind of.
I'm just a little confused about where the retaining wall would be in relation to the porch then.
Yeah, and
So it's basically from here down to this, it's running along this grade, going right, a step right where you see it right here. And following there, that's about the 2.5, I can see. Here down the driveway, which is below.
So does it run beneath the front porch then?
Yeah, I'm really,
Over the porch, yeah.
it's out in front of it.
It's
yeah,
out in front of the.
about how far in front of the?
I could just go under if you like. That'd be
Well,
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a pencil.
Well, it doesn't matter. I think
That's a red pen, just letting you know.
That's permanent.
Like you just went on that.
Well, I'm sorry, I couldn't see that.
Okay,
It's just, it's basically right out in front of the porch, because the drive kind of is very close right here.
So what's making you move the driveway from this configuration to the one that's now?
Well, this doesn't work. What's here,
This would be hanging in midair about 16 feet probably.
it just doesn't.
oh, yeah, the
You have
fill
a
issue.
natural- You have a natural rock face right there that you're
Mhm.
wanting to keep and dress up and clean up.
Got
obviously.
it, okay.
That would have caused a 20 foot tall retaining wall. It
Right.
wouldn't look, it's good to have that retaining wall. It's
Yeah,
natural rock
versus
up
the
against
rock.
stone right there.
Right.
I drove up by there
Right.
today and I thought, well, maybe I'll drive up and take a look. Then I looked and I thought, maybe not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely challenging. Yeah.
Right, so then is the walkway gonna be here then and the stairs?
Yes.
And then is the porch changing to that shape shown?
And it's the shape on the blueprint.
Okay,
So basically, the porch is the same shape as it's always been,
yeah,
simply where you're gonna enter over here,
okay.
so.
So on this drawing where it looks like the porch goes straight across, it actually, the plan was to come back.
No, we still are planning to take the porch right here.
Okay, so that is a modification to the plan.
This is pretty much the way that now the porch is forward. It's wrong in this drawing.
That's what, one of the things, we were actually gonna suggest that you do what's on that drawing.
Oh, that's
Right,
right.
Carol?
I apologize, I'm sorry. It was,
It's like this, it's got this indentation.
Right. It's
So
not,
the angle of porch is coming right off this angle.
It gave it more of that octagonal look up front, and we took this before and back, and took it in the corner here, which was what I was trying to bring it over across.
there should be,
I think that's.
This was the previous set, so I don't know if this is,
this is the previous set and.
we were emailed this a few days ago, so if there were changes.
I just added that.
Okay.
Okay, so is this different
Okay,
than what was
look at the
emailed to us 2 days ago? What you're showing us now?
Yes, I mean, I just bought this page on my set.
just the site plan, Carol.
Okay,
I think
okay.
that wasn't maybe in the original.
But it's sounding
Got
to me like the porch configuration is
Here's the
changing.
porch configuration, right here.
Okay,
If you go to page 1A,
Yeah. Or two actually is the plan of the porch.
so that is indeed what you are planning.
yes.
Okay,
yes.
so
Yeah.
the porch configuration stays the same, you're just changing that retaining wall and the drive.
Right.
Okay.
When I say the same, I'm comparing to what it used to be.
Okay, they did not give us the previous
At
amount.
first, we
instead
were
of
just gonna
these
start
big-
like this.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting confused about used to be, you mean, used to be and what we just said 2 days ago.
No, no, no. Oh,
How long
that's-
you
I
think?
This
Okay.
house is sitting, the original ARB drawings from
Yeah.
8 years ago, showed the front porch coming up here and. nothing
Yeah.
more.
Okay,
Done it that
so,
long?
so basically what we're looking at here, Yeah.
Yeah.
9 years.
so what we're looking at here is what
What
you
we
truly are
were looking here is
proposing.
exactly that's what
Okay,
somebody-
okay,
sorry.
okay, no, that's okay, we're just getting the background straight so we know what we're looking at.
We're still getting.
Okay.
back on track.
Okay.
Okay,
And-
thank you.
A couple of questions, just looking up from the street, you all are intending to put these windows in, are you not?
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
Okay.
Right, so we're reviewing the drawings that are in front of us. That is the design you intend to build.
Yeah, no, it was on the original, but just never put them in the side.
They put some small little, we'll call them tracking, like this big, they didn't go, and they look awful. So we're gonna cut that foundation out, put in the water.
Well, she's talking about.
Yeah,
Oh, we're
the
gonna put those
frame.
in Too.
Yes.
Oh, I was talking about, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Basically, have front windows in there.
Yeah, I
We
saw
want to
Gotcha.
make them up larger and give it better light.
yes, I agree, okay.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay.
We stay on the porch for a second. One of the concerns I had, if you tie back in at a 45 to this, that's gonna be the maintenance deal. It's gonna catch leaves and all that. You're just suggesting that at some point, it doesn't matter where, but if you can tie back in this wall.
I 100% agree with you. I would tie it like that. if I was there. Yeah, that was what, that's what we could.
Okay.
Okay.
Better for everyone.
Yeah.
Including us framing it. right?
Yeah, exactly. Especially.
Is this,
That was,
okay, and
Okay.
I.
um,
My head's up there.
okay. With that, I think we can continue. I think there were a few comments.
Yeah.
Carol had a few
I
comments.
was looking at your side elevations here and that is just, it would be nice to relieve that a little bit because we have, let me see if I can find my notes here. So much, siding, just lots and lots of siding. If, like here, if you could, do something to bring around that horizontal band trim and maybe, go ahead and introduce some of the cedar shake and then maybe put like a a triangular gable louver or something, because this is just so much blank repetitive siding.
But I get you to agree with, we put a triangle gable vent up here and go with a large sand freeze board across here for trim. The shaker look is
Mhm.
lost to no man. You can't, on that right-hand side where there's nobody there would be, and it's quite expensive for that shake stuff, even though, I don't know, if the price doesn't want to come into your guys' decision, but
On the other side is just, there's
the
nothing.
garage side's
Any-
different. The
like-
garage side you can see, but this side is,
Mhm.
you just can't even see any of it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, we've always found that you can't see it now, but
Today,
things
right,
change.
you're right.
Yeah,
So-
trees change,
And
the
people
neighbors
say,
change.
yeah, or houses get,
where the tree line, the big tree line is there.
Yeah,
trees aren't forever.
I
So
know,
we
I've-
Find that out.
we've had some lots in our neighborhood, that were heavily treed that aren't anymore, so.
Yeah,
But so when we look at it, to Carol's point, when we look at these, we're looking at it as if it's just, that you can see it from all sides, so.
Yeah. so, and I also think that this needs some relief down here above the garage.
Just something,
Yeah,
something in the gables that was repetitive.
Big window up there and the freeze board across, or the trim board like we have added to the front lines.
What do we, let's pull the front up there.
Just something to relieve those
You know, it
gables,
was window there,
yeah.
the board here, the window there, the here.
Mhm.
right, like that.
I don't have a problem, I don't have a problem doing the freeze board, and giving it some shape.
Yeah, I don't still pretty careful shitty, but.
But-
It's on the side of the house.
Made.
It's the side of
But
the house.
if it's just the freeze board, and I'm not sure where that datum would be, because it's a little bit different for all of these, right? Because if I'm looking at the front elevation, you've got it slightly above the windows, so.
What about-
So the datum for the freeze board would be consistent there, and then I'm not sure how you do this one.
We
it's
just
a-
break- we can just break it down.
You can see if you come with your distance that you've got right there from your.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you can just do it at the same spot.
The same up from what you're seeing right here.
Yeah, something
I
like
think
in
that looks
there,
Consistent.
right?
Now that left chimney, is that a real chimney or is that just a faux?
Well, the one's a faux, let's see, which is the front one is the bedroom, so it's the back one.
This one's real, this one has nothing in it.
Nothing?
Is that for a future fireplace or?
Could be, it's, we weren't, you.
We were not gonna put a fireplace in the master.
Mm-hmm.
It kills all the furniture.
So
you need that chimney then? We were gonna leave it there already.
Oh, it's there already.
It's,
okay.
Yeah, I just didn't know how much of it was actually.
What they did and what we were trying to.
what they almost did, yeah.
So, back here to this gable over the garage, let's kind of finish up that siding discussion. What are you guys comfortable with there to kind of break this up?
I mean,
We can put that same, the lower one there, and what about do you like a false window better than like a large gable vent up in the corner, the triangle ones that stand about 4 foot tall?
So is that occupiable attic or anything? And then you're not gonna vent it, right? Cause
Yeah, you only, if we put a window there.
you don't need a vent in it because you're gonna vent through the soffit and through the ridge, so.
It just, for me, it's a matter of, let's put something up there that looks coherent, just to break up.
rest of the
siding
architecture.
and,
We
You know,
go back with the shape.
yeah, I mean,
Whichever you guys, okay, it's.
Well, I think maybe on the garage is a little bit different than these guys. Personally, because it's kind of like this is just a thought, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out, the front of the house, but that's also the entry point for the homeowner, so. If this is similar to the front with the shake and then,
So you'd like to see. the
I mean,
garage
that's just
shape.
an
yeah,
idea.
That's fine.
So
I
if-
mean, I'm okay with that.
If you basically, cause I understand what you're getting at, but if you take this material and put it here and that's more of a public, visible, entry point. I think that dresses that up enough for me that then all of a sudden, these don't really need to be as.
The material you were calling, we were going to do that shape.
It's a shape look.
It's a shape
It's a
look.
vinyl siding.
It's a vinyl siding.
Right,
It's not
I
cedar.
understand, it's a configuration, yeah, I understand
I
that.
just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that will help there. It's just, to me, you have the kind of
Yeah,
more splendid front, and then as you, move
Right.
to the sides, it fades, and then it back, it's gone.
I agree with you.
So, you
Yeah.
know, I really do think, especially looking at it, you're looking right up at this whole.
oh, on,
blank wall
the
of
front,
siding.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see that from the street looking up.
This plane here and this plane are about 22 feet apart from each.
I was there today, I got pictures and
No,
I could.
Oh, but you
Yeah,
visually
you
see them.
Yeah.
you see it. I mean, from the road, you see a big wall of siding,
Mhm.
and I really don't, for me, that's just
Understood.
not.
Yeah,
acceptable.
funny, I was driving that one more than that.
Henry Road,
Right.
right there by Metro. Oh,
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
It sits on high up.
It does. I can
So
remember
we're
when.
amenable to whatever you guys are thinking there. Toss around.
Right, so then I think what are the options that are left? We were saying like some sort of vent at the top that's faux vent or like a window.
Well, this one's a much smaller space by the time you do that line here, so the window's not good here. The
No.
window would probably will end us up there.
Hmm.
I'd swap the two and put the window there and put the vent, or,
Hmm.
I don't know, here.
You know
This
what?
wouldn't- I don't think you get much of a window, it's squatty.
Hmm.
If you do the window here and then do, the board and the shake here, that makes it more consistent with the shake high all the way around.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, this is
And
a
I'm good with that too.
This window
It's a
here,
Window, it's just, we put blinds in it in the attic and that's it, and you're done.
I mean, this could be something real simple.
We trim them out like the front of the house.
I may not have that drawn.
Basically, one of those at the height that fit.
I personally hate putting in windows that don't do it.
Yeah, fake window.
Well, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, you know, I kind of, it would look nice to have a window, but over the years, it starts looking pretty shabby. You know, because the inside gets dirty and,
Mhm.
you know, it starts calling attention to itself.
Shake them both.
Yeah.
Shake them both all day.
I mean, it's less complicated if you do the shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I agree with that, and I agree with what you're saying, there's windows over here.
That's why I kind of.
They're fogged up and the people don't take care of
And
them.
the windows still get covered in dirt.
Well, and to
Yeah.
think of this, you know, as sort of a grand house, I mean, really, it is scale wise. And to have that consistency all around would be nice, you know, for years to come.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would, look a little more coherent and, yeah.
Agree with us.
All right, so then that would take care of it, if we just shake it all.
That is all.
Okay.
Shake it off or
Okay,
shake it
yeah.
off?
And
Taylor's-
we've got here, and the shake, and then,
Shake it up, the cars, thank
Better,
you,
better, better.
much better.
did you all consider maybe going to something other than, vinyl on you've got these big splendid chimneys and then they've got vinyl siding. So it's kind of,
Well, I'd rather tear the one off that's useless, but you're talking thousands and thousands.
well, you know what? I wouldn't mind tearing the one off that's useless and then putting something nice on the other one.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I'd like to consider on this project. We're kind of left
Mhm.
with this, and we're,
Right.
you know, I'm trying to look at this in this way. I've talked to Lauren and Andrew about this project.
Sure.
Let's look at this as a partnership. This thing's been a nice one forever. And so this thing's starting to cost us so much more
Right.
than we
Oh,
anticipated, the
I-
driveway,
yeah.
the retaining walls. So I'm asking for your indulgence here in that, let us decide that the fireplace that we're putting in is just, a gas rear vented fireplace.
Well, if, I appreciate
So-
what when I read the history of this, I was like, oh my God, just painful just reading it. So we, you know,
We just put
Get
the
it?
sewer in across the street, you should see nothing else going across Marshall all the way on the other side.
So these are physically framed?
They're physically framed.
You see them right. now,
All,
they're standing.
we're ready to put tieback back on them, any boards that need to be replaced because they're simply taking on water, we replace those we sent in a structural engineer to inspect it. So any,
And if you were to take the one chimney off, you'd have a footing that would be sticking out there.
we'd have roof issues and everything else that don't tie in, so
Oh,
I just,
what about doing something that kind of makes it look a little more
We
finished,
have
like
to-
a,
We have to put a cap on.
yeah,
because
I was,
it's a
I'm,
cap.
I'm gonna say like maybe a bigger trim board or something up here, so it doesn't look
That's not
quite
like-
so, you know,
Same probably thickness as the freeze board.
yeah. Yeah, that kind of, it would have more presence, I think, from the front.
Whatever that dimension of the freeze board is that you're putting, that's separating the material, then you could cap it the same way.
Yes,
Okay,
I like it.
that's very agreeable.
Okay, what about, let me take a look over here. What about pulling one down here
I don't know, it starts to,
or too much?
I think it's too much.
Yeah, this is better. Okay.
Yeah,
Put a
I
cap
think
on
it
them.
breaks, I think
Yeah.
it breaks it up.
Yeah, the cap would overhang a bit and just
Yeah.
kind of give it a little bit
Get
of
more,
a top to it,
yeah, like
project out slightly.
kind of,
And that's probably, you know, like then at that point, are you guys just gonna put like a TPO roof or something on the
It's
top of
already
it?
a texture.
Yeah.
No, it's talking about
Oh,
top.
on top.
On the top of the
Oh,
chimneys.
cap.
Or is it, or are you gonna put a real cap to the non-real chimneys?
Pan cap.
Yeah, so just sheet metal.
Maybe, yeah, maybe go up there.
Okay.
Have you guys gotten up there to see what's actually up there?
No, I haven't.
It's a long ways up.
That's a little, yeah,
Someone's gotta go up there.
well, we'll get ours, when our site sets some scaffold. Maybe I'll-
All right. Yeah, so I think any other comments?
hang on
Carol?
just a second, let me, this window's in, right? Is this window in?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I was just, yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, you know, it's the only one without grills, but it's there, so let's just leave it. Let me see if there was anything else.
You don't have a buyer yet, right? You don't have a buyer yet?
No.
We're gonna finish it and then.
It'll sell.
we got-
Oh, it's no, yeah. I was just gonna say, if between now and.
They don't know if it's Davis house.
Sure. If between now and then, you find a buyer, if you haven't sided the chimneys yet, and somebody comes forward and says, you know,
We like-
administratively, if they make that change at the last minute, go ahead, you know.
Pay for it?
Yeah.
Happy.
Okay, well, maybe when we do a motion, we could read in that that's an
That's an option
option.
that we would accept.
Yeah, that way,
And
that's
yeah,
why,
I mean-
that's why if the buyer wants to do it, they can, and you don't have to come back for approval if we read it in as an option.
That'd be, that'd be, that'd be on the face of the chimney, it's stone, it might be stone in the front, but that would be the buyer's expense.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like to do real estate.
Mm.
You'd have to start on top of footing and do it. You couldn't do the beam. It'd be too heavy.
Yeah, that's all.
3 stories. Real stone.
Well, even if you did it maybe part way.
No,
Yeah, just, you know,
And
just,
Oh, maybe,
yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that that's bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know,
Is there any other substrate you'd like to see?
And besides that, I was thinking next.
well, you know what,
It's fine with
we
stuff.
I just looked at this afternoon because it was like, oh, please get this on the agenda so these guys can move forward. So we, you know,
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm more really.
I'm driving by it. I can imagine people.
We
next
would
door.
have this in keep on-
I stopped using Marshall altogether.
Right. No, I
I
commend you
mean, the
guys for
city's-
taking this
city's been
on.
Great, they've allowed us to do the exterior work, to get this, to get the sewer in, to get the gas line up there, cut the driveway, that stuff, so.
Okay. All right, anything else from the board? All right, I think we can make a motion then based on the conversation. Do you have something, David?
No, I'm saying, I'll let you guys add the conditions to the.
Oh, yeah, Carol's our champion.
okay. Let me, just see, do you have that drawing mark of your plan change on the
Oh, yeah.
porch? So
Oh,
we can
yeah.
figure out how to articulate that.
Yeah. 90-degree. Do that.
Okay.
All right, so then, after that discussion, I'm gonna ask for a motion for 1016 Marshall Avenue.
I'll make a motion to approve 1016 Marshall Avenue with the following understandings. That the front porch will return to the house, the master bedroom wall, at 90 degrees. And the side elevations the gables will have a horizontal trim board and the gables will be finished in shake material. And that the chimneys will have a cap around the top that is the same material and same dimension as the horizontal trim boards.
Second.
It'll have a cap plus a trim board.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Okay.
I got a second already. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, you guys are approved.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for taking care of it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
All right, so with that, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
When I drove by there, I looked up and I was like,